I gotta say, the single most important thing that gives me joy today is this puzzle of how to try to make my life a lot more fun and a lot more exciting. And that's what the whole Reciprocity Project actually is. And it's been a real puzzle where, how do you create a nearly non-rejectable research paper that is fun, interesting, and is your own flair, but it's also really exciting to actually do. I think most of us think that there is some, like researchers are actually excited about doing this kind of stuff, like doing research. I mean, it's really not as fun as what you think it is. It is the best way to practice this is actually just go write a research paper on the weekend, and you'll realize, like, oh my gosh, I hate this. And that has it's been my life for as long as I can remember now, and that I am supposed to write, but under very extreme pressure. And so I wanna make this fun, and I know that there is a ton of PhDs, researchers that exist that feel the same way as me. I think virtually everybody does. And the puzzle, though, is nobody cares, right? Like, right now, the puzzle is absolutely nobody cares about what I'm actually doing. There's maybe a few people that are paying attention to this, but very few. And the puzzle is how do I make my life easy and figure out how to engage with other people so that they actually do this thing, like go on to the platform that I'm actually building. And as well, don't burn up my time doing this all of the time and burn up my resources all of the time. And this is what's so exciting for me and what's so um, just really gives me a tremendous amount of joy is playing around with these different ideas and seeing what is it that actually moves the needle. And it's extraordinarily frustrating because you'll realize, like, absolutely nobody cares. And I wanna do so much more. Um, like, I'm just starting. Like, I think, like, that's the thing. I've been doing this for 10 years, and I feel like I'm just starting. I feel like there is so much to actually do on this to move the needle, to make research so much more engaging. And it's not just AI. I think everybody gets so caught up with that at this moment that AI is going to do everything. Um, maybe, but I think that's going to take a lot of joy out of our lives if we just let AI actually do this. I think some of the enjoyment is playing around with things and making our life that much more easier. But not only easier, but enjoyable, right? Like, I think people look at these AI tools and they say it does all the writing, but it's just simply not true. There's so many moments that are so engaging and so exciting, and yet we don't embrace any of this. And the hard part is, this is the thing that's been the conundrum for me, is that I know a lot of researchers feel the sense of super anxiety, stress, um, that many people are depressed, right? Like, it's actually really high. Um, the depression rates get extraordinarily high. If anybody's ever done a PhD program, they will know what I'm actually talking about. It's hard to manage those feelings. You have to really, really manage them and be very, very proactive. You can't just think that, like, your life is just gonna be all hunky dory all of the time. You have to really, really manage it. It's no different than, being a Wall Street trader or, a corporate lawyer or something like that, where it is a very, very stressful job and there's this tremendous pressure on you. So, that's the one thing. I know that there is there's this aspect that actually sits out there that is mind blowing, that exists, but you know, the challenge I think that often people have is that they get this sort of tunnel vision when they're like this, and they don't want to seek out other things. And the other thing that's really spectacularly frustrating is that search engines penalize any sort of presentation that will not benefit them in any sort of way, right? Like there is a lot of truth to that. Like things just won't show up. You could search for it, but it will not show up. And people don't understand this problem. It is such a, like I'm screaming all the time about this, and people just totally don't get it. They don't care. So this is the puzzle, right? Like, how do I make my life better, more fun, more interesting, at the same time, make this generalizable across a lot of people and make it so it's not just for elites that are doing it, sort of democratize science in a very, very large way and make it so it's interesting, right? Like it's engaging and you want to actually keep playing, right? I think right now I have a game that we built out, and I think like streak features I've built out on the platform we built out. They're really great. And they're very addictive, but there is so much more that we can do that will aid our lives and make it more exciting. And I just feel like I'm just at the tip of it. And it's not just putting in more AI, right? Like it's this puzzle of there's so many aspects of our life that are just very tough as a researcher, and we don't try to solve it. And we throw up our hands. We say, "Well, why would I ever solve that?" Right? Like, um, that should be somebody else's job. It's not going to be somebody else's job, right? Like those people don't exist. If you're waiting for that sort of white horse to come, somebody to be riding in a white horse, that's not going to happen. And so if that's the case, how do I make my life more exciting? How do I make my life more fun and interesting? And make it just mind blowing for everybody else. And this is the puzzle that I've been working on for an extraordinarily long time. There's so much to do, and I'm just excited. I think that this is fun. Uh, that solving these puzzles are part of why I do the things that I do. I am not a writer. I like to solve problems, and I like to mess around with things. All right. Take care. Have a wonderful day.